Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 116. Today I have a lot to share with you, a lot. I have a lot of finished objects. I have a lot of whips. Do I have a lot of whips? I have a big whip. Plus, I'm also going to share with you some really great, fabulous projects, crochet projects for Christmas that you still have time to whip up to give your house a little more of that festive theme, which I certainly have been doing at my house. And I have been crocheting so much. Red, white, and green, red, white, and green. I'm almost out of red. Okay, well, I'm out of red. I have 4 more skeins of Savor in Red, but I try to just work from my bottom row over here. So up here, I try not to use those 3 shelves. I try to work from this shelf down here. There's no red down there. I've used it all. Alarming. I also have been using Kenyan acrylic for green because I like the green better. Where can I show you the difference in that green? Here I can. So here is the green from Ice Yarns. This is Savor. That's a lovely yarn, don't get me wrong. But this is the Kenyan acrylic green. It's a bit more emerald. If I could just hold it nicely. Can you see the difference in that shade? So it has less yellow in it, I think. So I'm using Kenyan acrylic green and red from Savor for all of my Christmas projects, which I have done a lot. And now, finished objects. So finished objects, let me just jump in with that. There are my Christmas ornaments, Christmas stocking ornaments. This is already tutorial, so this one's already out. Written pattern also on my website. These cute little guys, those are adorable, right? They would fit like a chapstick or money or like a little chocolate. They're really small. They're also really fast. And the tail you just use for your hanging tag. So you guess you have to sew in your tail, but you're also making a tag, like a hanging loop. So that kind of took the pain out of it. And that's just a simple little 2-row pattern that ends up in, I think, a pretty great boot shape. I spent a lot of time working on the boot shape. A lot of time. So those are finished object. Where's my other ones? These are also finished object. These are gift card stockings. They're just the right size to put in a credit card, like that size. So that pattern is adjusted so that they can just fit right inside. Nice and easy. But you could also put small little gifts in there as well. Those are cute. This is a 4, I guess it's 5 rows because we also have to stitch it together for the last row. So that is a tutorial written pattern already on the channel. Super cute for those. Oh, these are old finished objects. This is from last year. These are my Christmas stockings from last year. So this is already pattern and tutorial. So you can read along or watch along, whichever you prefer. They work up pretty quick, probably about an hour start to finish, if you crochet a bit quick. If you are newer, maybe like an afternoon, if you're taking your time. But there's no cut. Well, we do change color, but we don't cut the yarn. We just kind of carry it up on the inside. So super easy to do, and there's not like all those ends. It looks like there is, but there's not. And we do the join right up along the heel, along the back of the boot. So both sides look great. There's not a side where it's like, oh, look, that's your join. The join is right at the back. So that's another reason why I love this pattern. And also doing the heel, that's like the best heel, the easiest way to do a heel. Written pattern also has all the different tops. So you can do pointy top, scallop top, straight across top, or icicle top. So those are really cute. This was last year's pattern. I did a whole bunch years and years ago, but I didn't like my tutorial very much. Oh. I did these. These are my first Christmas stockings and my first tutorials. I've had these forever, but I redid the pattern. I redid the tutorial last year so that the tutorial is like it's a better tutorial, but it's the same idea. And this tutorial, my old tutorial, looks more popular. It has more views and stuff, but only because it's been around longer. I will link the new tutorial, the best one to follow, under this video here. But this is a win. Those are really good. What I want to do this year, I want to do mini stockings. This I still have to film. I'm ready to film it, but I still have to film it. So this is coming up. These are little boot size. Oh, you can see the difference. Wait. Kenyan green, Savor green. I don't know, it looks better in the camera. In real life, the Savor one is a lot more yellow. It's a bit like a dying tree green instead of like a vibrant emeraldy green tree. But those are my colors anyway for this year. So this is a mini boot. It's a different pattern also than the rest of them, but I thought that's really cute. I'm gonna try to get this pattern done this year, or soon enough so that we can have it for Christmas. And they're smaller, so they don't take up much yarn, they don't take up much time. They're really cute. And this is my bigger one. I think I showed you these last time. This is my bigger boot. I want to get this one done too. If not, they'll be for next year. But they're ready to go. They're all sorted out. I got a lot of stockings. I got a lot of crochet stockings. Oh, and then my fail ones. I don't know what to do with these. I think because I haven't sewn in the ends. Did I? No, I haven't. I'm gonna frog these ones back because I showed you these last. If you want to, I showed you these last week. So if you want to see what I did wrong and why I don't like them, that's in last week's or the week before, the last podcast 115. So this one, I sewed in my tails, so I'm stuck with that one. That has to go in my stocking pile. This one I can undo, and I think there's some more somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to frog these back and make smaller things out of that yarn. So that's on the frog pile. Where's my frog pile? Over there. I have a basket. Let me show you. I have a basket for things I need to cake up or frog right beside my yarn ball winder. So it all sits right there. And then that's where I know I'm like, oh, well, guess what? Time to cake up some yarn. Also have my TV right here, so there's really nothing stopping me from caking that up. And it is getting a little overflowing. That's a lot of stockings. Oh my gosh, there's more. And there's more. I feel like one of those infomercials. And there's more. So that's stocking mania. I don't even know where I'm gonna put it. Also already on the website and the channel, so tutorial and written pattern, are these gorgeous mandala placemats. They're so pretty. It's been folded in half for a long time, so let me block it. Hilarious. So these are really cute. So it's a Christmas mandala crochet placemat. They are really fun, and you can just use your smallest amounts for your beginning rows. In the beginning there, I did put white in between all of my colors because this was a year when I didn't have red and I didn't have green. I didn't have green much at all, so I used green like the least amount that I could. I was really running out, so I put a lot of white in mine, but you could do any color combination that you wanted. They'd also be nice in like blacks and grays and whites and silvers or golds for New Year's Eve. I totally want to do that too, haven't yet, but on my list of things to do. But really cute, and they also are great like in the middle of your table if you want to put a candy bowl on it, like a doily, something like that. They also are fabulous and really fun to work up because every row is a bit of something different. So those were great. I need to make 6 for my family, and I have made 4, but I've only sewn in my ends, almost all of them, on one. The rest are all still full of ends. So those don't really count as much. Oh, that's a different pattern. Oh, so this is when I was working on my pattern. This is different. That is a different pattern. I don't think it laid flat. I think that's why I skipped it. But I like that in there. Anyway, that was last year. and I ran out of yarn. Yeah. Also last year, another stocking, I wanted to do a granny square stocking, so I hated it, which is why you've never seen it in your life. I thought it was horrible. I don't even know what I did for the heel there. What did I do there? Oh, I did a triangle piece for the heel. Interesting. What I did for there. Can you see that? Cute. So I guess I worked on it enough to give up. I'm like, yeah, it's not really what I wanted. This year I look at it and I'm like, that's kind of cute. Like a bunch of those by your fireplace, that'd be kind of cute. But that's on the, for me, it's on the fail pile. So I think that's it for stockings. Other things you can crochet for Christmas is this coaster set. It also has the pattern for the hot pad. Now I have a whole set somewhere, I can't find it. Isn't that sad? So I have my other ones where I didn't finish them. I use these for like underneath plant pots and stuff, and I made them with cotton, so they're really good for picking up spills also. But the only ones I could find were like in a container with other finished crochet stuff. But there is a pattern, I'll link it here. There's a pattern for like the hot pad size and the coaster size. And those are really, they make a really good gift set also, because it's like a bigger coaster and a smaller, or like a bigger hot pad and a set of coasters to go with it. So those are really cute, and they work up quick also. Another thing you can crochet for Christmas are these awesome little 5-pointed stars. You can make them with any yarn, any color, and they also make really good gift tags. So you could have one color per person for gifts, or you could have just like one color of yarn as your personal signature that you can like hang on all of the gifts that you're giving for dressing up cookies or baking or mugs, coffee mugs, whatever you're giving this year. Those are really cute way to add some personal flair. They also look great on the tree. I would put those ones on my tree. And my baby stockings. So much cuter. Oh my goodness. Another thing you can be crocheting for the holidays are these cute little snowflakes. Cute, right? An idea was also to put like your kids or your grandkids' school picture behind there, and then you could also just give those as gifts. They're like little ornaments for your tree, little photo frames. You can make them in any yarn that you have. And this is just done around a milk ring, the ring from the top of a milk jug. So those are really cute. Oh, that's a cute one. That one's cute right there. Adorable. So those are really fun if you have milk jug rings, wondering what you could do with those. And putting a picture behind it, I think that would be like really clever. Really clever. Of course, there's also the 6-pointed stars. Those are so pretty. And those can be done in any color yarn or any weight of yarn that you like. They could also make a really good, what do you call it, like a bunting? If you just put stars along like a single crochet chain and then grabbed your star, single crochet chain, grabbed your star. So cute. And look at it in gold. That's charming, right? Love it. So that is another thing that you could crochet for Christmas or the holidays. And also you could have a snowball fight. So these little ornaments, they're really squishy. They're 100% crochet. I think there's 6 layers. Let me see if I can show you up close so you can kind of see. There are 6 layers of crochet in there. And they're just you just kind of crochet them together on the edges, and then it poofs apart. And you use your tails from the middle to touch the tail at the other end, and you get a complete little snowball. So those are adorable. Plus, you could also put a little yellow snow in there if you want to plan like an authentic snowball fight. You don't want to be hit with the yellow one. So those are really fun. I've also done them as Christmas ornaments, like bubbles, where you use different colors of yarn for your different rows. When I did mine, I didn't have great colors. It was like back in the day, but they do make really nice little Christmas ornaments. Maybe for next year I'll do that. But they're good for snowballs. Also, this wasn't my idea, it was in one of the comments under one of my videos. You do them in gray yarn or charcoal yarn, and they are coal. I always wanted to give my kids coal. How fun would that be? So snowballs, ornaments, or coal, all the same video. You do it all the same way. You just change the color yarn you're using. So we have it for snowball fights, and they're really fun. They don't break anything in your house. They're just squishy lumps of yarn. So that is a good one if you have grandkids or kids coming over for the holidays, or even if your kids enjoy a good snowball fight. Another great crochet project for the holidays, now this is a bit of a tangled mess, is garland. So this is my holly berry garland. It is fabulous. So it is just a chain with cute little big bubbles along it. So if you wrap that around your tree, or anywhere really, it just gives that festive vintage holiday feeling. And it also is really fast to work up. You can just sit down, watch a TV show, and have a big long garland done. So I think I did a whole ball of yarn, or I don't know what I did. I used at least part of a ball of yarn and made a big long garland. So this is just with regular Kenyan acrylic by the looks of it, judging by the brightness of that red. And it's really a great project if you have one of those indoor trees or anything that needs a little bit of festive oomph, even across your mantle or a mirror in your hallway, anything like that. It's really cute. If you have fancier yarn to use, like Eyelash Dazzle perhaps, I just wrap mine around a big cardboard. This is enough to go around my big tree downstairs. And this is with Eyelash Dazzle. It looks like it's the same pattern, but it is not. So if you are using a fuzzy yarn, you can just use much less stitches. So the fuzzy yarn actually even goes faster than the acrylic yarn because these baubles are half a bauble, or they're like half the amount of stitches as you have to do if you're using just regular acrylic. So this is a super fun, easy to use pattern, easy to make pattern, where you can use up that fancy eyelash yarn you have and also make your tree look like super glamorous and soft and gorgeous. So this one I highly recommend. Every time we have gold on our tree, this goes straight on the tree. This is great. I have a small one is on my tree over there. So that's the small version I crocheted just for that tree. And this is the big version I crocheted for my tree downstairs. So both are two different patterns, two different tutorials, but same kind of idea, just depending on what yarn you have for your tree. Now, before I share with you my latest passion, my latest love, my whip, my work in progress, I want to give a big congratulations to the winner from a last podcast, episode 115, and congratulations to Savannah M. Send me an email, savannah@chris.secretyarnery.com, and I will send you a copy of my latest pattern. And if you want to win a free pattern, just keep watching. I'll totally tell you how to do it. Now, a works in progress. I have two works in progress, two whips at the moment. One is my advent calendar. I know I'm a bit late. I know it. So I just have to sew in the last tail on my 24 boots. So this is a different stocking pattern than the ornament and the gift card holder, and it is just the right size for a bunting. So this is great and fabulous. I have 24, so I did 12 with green for the last row and 12 with red for the last row, white for all the centers, and then I'm gonna be doing like a chain and connecting them to hang as like a bunting, and you can put like a little present in each one for your 24 days. So that is a tutorial coming up. I just have to sew in these tails and film it. So I have to sew in the tails first. So that's happening. But if you think I'm too late for this year, let me know in the comments. I could put it up for next year, because it is already the 7th? I don't know. It's bad, right? Anyway, let me know your opinion. Is it too late for an advent calendar tutorial this year? Be honest, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. I know I'm late. As usual, but that's what happens when you are just being creative and following your own crochet journey, right? It happens. Next year's also fine. Let me know what you think about that one. Now, the love of my life, what I'm totally right into, like hardcore into. I'm working on this one whip the whole time. I'm gonna show you how it started. I'm gonna show you like what I wanted, what I was thinking about, and how it kind of progressed from there. Well, I had to go and find it. And in the process, look what I found. I found my finished coasters. So this is my finished hot pad and my coasters, which you can do in any color. These were the colors for my Christmas that year. How cute are those? Right? Adorable. So that was, I guess, a win. Then if you remember my tissue box cover, I wanted this to be a tutorial, like last minute Christmas gift, something you can get for Christmas, like it's a good gift idea. But then in my head, I'm like, these look like they could be a Christmas wreath. Like if I did that in green, it could be like a Christmas wreath, and this would be a Christmas wreath, and you'd be like pulling tissues from a Christmas wreath. I'm like, that's a great idea. I have not sewn in my ends. Shocker. Surprising. Okay. So, I'm like, that is so cute. I mean, that kind of looks like a wreath. It kind of doesn't. You know, I was like, oh, it was all right, but it's not what I wanted. This is like too sloppy in here. Bit of a hot mess. I'm like, I like the idea, but that is just messy. So I just used those initial trial squares to make my tissue box cover. I'm like, there is your tissue box cover. It is not what you wanted it to be. It's okay for Christmas. See, random, just another one I was trying. I'm like, what if we do red in the middle? I was disappointed. I'm like, ugh. It's still a tissue box cover. It adds a little bit of festive cheer somewhere. Am I excited about it? No. Would I tell you to do it? No. But did I do it? Yes. Other than finishing, like sewing my ends in. But it's together enough for like a prop in the back of the yarnery. Do you know what I mean? But then when I was doing that, I'm like, what if we just turned it into like a granny square, like a regular granny square? So, where are they? Where's thing 1 and thing 2? Well, now I don't know where the second one is. Oh, there it is. Look at me. So, I changed how I did the centers. And now I totally love them. I'm like, those are so cute. They're so cute. And like, what about a table runner, right? So I'm like, how could I do that? I was working on that old table runner. You might remember this whip from a few weeks ago. I've fallen out of love with it for multiple reasons, which I will share with you later. But this was the good old table runner idea I was going with. And then I wanted to do a placemat and coasters to go with it. But I'm like, what if I don't do the same kind of table runner? What if I do a flower table runner? Like just start completely fresh instead of doing like trying to make a pattern work. Why don't I just do something that's so fabulous? Oh, so I started a whole thing. So I'm like, if instead of turning them into squares and going like chunk, 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 why don't we turn them into 6-sided? What are those called? You know the word. Okay. So do 6-sided ones, and then you can kind of just join them up like a hexagon. Is that called hexagon? Yeah. Okay. Hexagons. So turn them into like hexagons and then have like a staggering table runner. I'm like, that would be really cool, actually. And if we did the join, like somehow a bit lacy in the middle, it could be like flowers, like Christmas flowers, joined lacily like, easily like, for a table runner. I'm like, great idea. Got to work on that. So I made a whole bunch. Let me find it for you. And then how to join them with these loops like a little net. Do you know, like a little lace worky thing? Problem is, it looked horrible. It looked like a hot mess. I kept one to show you like what not to do. Don't do that. It's horrible. It looked like a kindergarten spiderweb project gone wrong. Like really bad. So skipped that one. Then I was like, what if, there might be some more in there. Let me see. What if we join it similar to how we do the granny squares, like how we turn our flowers into squares for the Bloomscape Cal 2021. Don't start me on it. Bloomscape Cal 2021. Join them somehow like that, but instead of doing them into the 4 corners, we could do it into 6 corners. Right? Are you following? So, tried that. And I'm like, we could still do it lacy, right? But just a little bit of a join, a little bit of a corner. And we'll just have to adjust our corners to make it far enough apart. I don't want them all like tight together, like flower, like all stuck together, like roses. You know, when they ship roses, they're all like, I didn't want that. I want it to be a bit flowy. So I'm like, okay, what if we did it exactly like the square, but just more of it, more often. So I came up with this one, and I'm like, that's pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, we're getting there, but then they're still too close together. Like when they're joined, that's still like touching. Do you know what I mean? It's still like packed roses. So then I'm like, what if we go like that? That's getting to be a pretty good join. It's a bit spaced out. It still makes sense in the middle. Like the centers or the joining is not messy. Like there's an order to it, right? Really cute. Big enough, spacey enough, easy enough. And then I'm like, okay, well that's joining them like as close as they can be, like, you know, touching on all the corners. What if I just join them like in rows? So like joining 2, 2, 2, and then joining the next row, and then like onward. But then it looked like this. See those big holes in there? It looks like I need to put another flower in there. So, or like a motif or a star or a snowflake or something. So I'm like, nope, that's not, it just won't look finished, right? So didn't want to do that. Then I'm like, this is pretty good. Maybe I should just stick with this one. And now get ready for it. It's a finished object. We're right back to finished objects. Are you ready? I know Kim's ready. I showed this on the Monday, the private chat for friends and family members on the channel. It's real cute. Boom. How sweet is that? A little Christmas tree you can hang on your door, you can hang on your wall, or you could just have it flat out on your table like a Christmas tree. You know, you can still put your candy dish on it and all that. Isn't that the sweetest thing? Yes, I did my ends. Adorable, right? So this tutorial is coming out urgently. This has superseded everything so that everybody can make their own Christmas tree for Christmas. But it has kind of bumped the advent calendar out of the way. So what's your opinion for what comes first? Let me know. Advent calendar or Christmas tree? What's more urgent for you? Let me know in the comments under the video. Cool, right? Also, what you could do, boom, let me make sure it's the right way, yep. You could put a little gold star at the top of your tree from the ornament tutorial for the gift tags or star Christmas ornaments. So cute. And pop one of those on the top of your tree That's cute, right? So that is all super ready to hang on your wall. And you can just line up the center of your star with the hanging loop. Boom, right there. So anyway, I'm super happy with this, like so happy. So that is really great. It's already filmed. I just have to edit it. So that'll be coming out this weekend for sure. I'm hoping for Friday after the live chat if the stars align and, you know, I can get that far. It is already Wednesday, and Wednesday's literally going to be editing this podcast and uploading it. So Wednesday's gone. So if I can get it done on Thursday, that would be great. So wish me luck for that. And now, because I showed you all these, I can frog all those back and turn them into my next whip, what I'm working on. I am making, so far, I haven't committed to the actual blocks yet, but I have made 24 of the red ones. Just the flowers, not everything else, just like that part. I made 24 of those, and I have made about 21 of the green ones so far. Just the flowers, just those guys. So there's gonna be 48. I think I might have to do another 12, so 6 of each, to get it to be like a good lap gown size. And then I wanna do maybe, just like this, unless I have come up with a better idea, a checkerboard blanket. So it would be, you know, opposite. So red, green, red, green, red, green, and then green, red, blah, blah, blah. So it would be like a checkerboard of the green and red flowers for a gorgeous Christmas blanket, which I always wanted. And then a really great border around the edge. Haven't thought up the border yet. Haven't finished my squares yet. But that is what I want. This is what I'm working on. This is like my fun. This is my me time right here. I'm like, I'm going to make a whole bunch, and I'm just going to do continuous join as you go. So I'm going to get all of these done, including the leaves. So everything except the last row of white. And then the last row of white, I'm going to do that continuous join as you go. So starting the bottom row, doing the second row, starting the third row, like that, all the way up. So you don't have ends to sew in for the white round. You'll just have 2, beginning and at the end. So that's what I want to do. Let me know your opinion about that. And if you want to do it too, I'm so excited about it. I hope it's going to be for this year. I don't know if it's going to be practical for you to do this year, just because I'm not anywhere near done enough to like do a tutorial and show you how to do it. But let's see. So those are all things I'm working on, all red and green and white. And yes, I'm running out of red and green and white. Imagine, thank goodness I switched to Canyon acrylic for green, because I'm already pretty much out. I have 1 ball left. Can you see over there? 1 ball left of Savor in Christmas Green. 1 sad little ball. So that is just going to stay there for emergencies. I think that's even Savor 100, back when Savor 100 matched Savor. So, and I think I have a pack of this, so I might have 5 balls of that, 500 grams, but that's it. So that's what I'm working on. That was a lot, right? So now it's time for Tip of the Week. Tip of the week, super quick. If you are working on a big project or you want to make a big project, instead of working and finishing all of your blocks, work on it step by step. So row and then second row all the way through. So get all of your first row done, or your first round, get all of your second round done. That's where I'm at. And after that, do your third round or your third row. And then when you're assembling your project or finishing it, you won't have that feeling of like, oh, it's going to take forever, or oh, I have so many more to do. Because all you're thinking of, oh, I'm just going to finish this yarn color, or I'm just going to finish this row on all those little pieces. Then when you come to join it up, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like so quick. Because you kind of forget all the time you spent doing all those blocks because you did it step by step. So I hope that helps you stay motivated and get big projects done in a pinch. News of the week. Yes, drowning in Christmas crochet projects, which I love. Really, really fun watching Christmas shows on TV. And guess what happened literally last night? other than me not sleeping. Guess what happened last night? I'm like, Christmas baking. I need to like place my grocery list online. Like I need to do my online shopping for like my brown sugar, all my stuff, because I really feel like doing Christmas baking, which has never happened. Like I'm the one who's like making a gingerbread house like on the 23rd. I'm like, come on kids, gingerbread house. Because I don't feel like it. I live in the southern hemisphere, so it's warm here. It's like our fall kind of our spring maybe kind of turning into summer. So you don't have that like jingle bell, snowy, cozy feeling. You have like a, tank top and sun hat and flip-flop kind of feeling, which is hard to kind of, for me, to put along with the Christmas vibe. But crocheting all these things for tutorials and stuff like that has really gotten me in the Christmas spirit. So thank you, Red Yarn. It really worked. Also, took the kids for a walk around the block. Thank goodness, it's a pretty big block. Walked around our block. Guess what we saw? I swear it is Chickpea's mom. I swear. Now, I tried to get a picture when she was like laying out. She was laying out on like the side of the road, looks exactly like Chickpea minus the white feet. So I have seen two cats in the neighborhood in the last few months. One was a white kind of patched, like a white cat with like a couple brown patches, brown or gray. And he was a big cat, or she was a big cat, and she was walking on our road. She or he, I don't know. I thought that is Chickpea's mom. It's the only cat I saw. Then maybe that was the mom because she was kind of pacing right by my house. So maybe it's the dad I saw. Then there's literally exactly like Chickpea, but all orange, like patchy orange, no white legs, laying like a full adult cat. So when I tried to cross the road to take a picture, and he was like, no, 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 no. So he kind of ran into the bushes, or kind of sauntered into the bushes. I did get this picture. If you can kind of see him, you can't see all of his body, but that was his face. So it's at least proof that I did see him. Maybe that was the dad, and the white one was the mom. I don't know, but that is definitely Chickpea's relative. And now it's time for Pet of the Week. Yes, it's Chickpea. Chickpea is so great. She is getting to be fabulous. She's still a little bit like bitey, and you know how they want to play with your hands. She has a lot of toys. Her favorite thing, Lynn, is where is it? It is the plastic bubble bag or bubble wrap bag that Lynn sent me. That is her favorite toy. She plays cat in the bag. Hold on, let me get the bag. Remember this one, Lynn? She sent me some snacks and treats in this bag. So this is Chickpea's favorite bag. So she goes inside, and then we grab the bag, and then she can actually like climb out, and then, jumps out, and then we put the bag down, and she runs right back inside. So this is her favorite toy. Not that I haven't bought her every other toy in the whole world, but that's her favorite. She gets along great with Churchy. Well, Churchy sat on her, and then she bit him in the bum. So he cried, and she cried, and now they get along very respectfully. So they get along great. Mabel, not so much. Mabel, thinks everything should just be dead. All the other dogs, same thing. So she's an indoor cat for sure. She has her whole little area out there with all of her cat toys and stuff. And then she comes in a little bit during the day when the house is like secured completely. But I prefer she just stays out there. We visit her out there and hang out on the patio with her. And then at night when the house is secured, the dogs are secured, everything's fine, then she comes in and spends the night pretty much sleeping on the top bunk with my youngest, Anthony. So she sleeps up there, and you can just hear her purring, and she's just having a great time. So she has really turned in to be such an amazing pet. So super happy about that. If you don't know, there was an abandoned kitten on the road. She was like so tiny. She was a little bigger than a rat. Was she a rat? No, she was a rat. She was rat size. She wasn't bigger than a rat. She was rat size, bigger than a mouse. Tiny little thing. So she is doing great. I know a lot of you have been asking about her and how she's doing, so that is how she's doing. If you've ever rescued a pet, let me know about that in the comments under this video. Love to hear all about it. I think she's our most successful. I rescued a bird, but the bird didn't make it. The bird made it for like 10 days. Had a broken leg apparently. Well, it had a broken leg. But then, yeah, anyway, the vet said, anyway, let's not talk about Burpee. So sad. We love Burpee. Oh, I forgot one more finished object. Christmas pickles. I know, right? Those are my Christmas pickles. We already have one out. You can see there's a missing one down there. That is out in action. So how we do Christmas pickle, there is a tutorial and written pattern for these cute little things. You just kind of like a super random little pickle, and then I just glue gun some eyes onto it. So what we do with Christmas pickle, this is our version of Advent calendar. So every day, I hide this cute little pickle, or a cute pickle like this, around the house. So I hide it with something green, I hide it down low, I hide it up high. It has to be where you can see it, but you might have to like look, you don't have to touch anything, but you might have to like really look to see it. Like you can put it inside a running shoe, you can put it like up on your curtain rod, behind a curtain, behind a chair, underneath a seat, sticking up behind a cushion. Just like as long as you can see a tiny bit of it, that counts. So the first day, there's no clues. You have to find it. Second day, if you didn't find it the first day, then I'll tell you upstairs or downstairs. And then I'll kind of pretty much give you another clue. Now, whoever finds it gets a treat. Whatever treat they want. Usually it's like a piece of gum or ice cream or, you know, a little treat like that. So this is our version of Advent calendar. Even though it doesn't count the days, we start from December 1st all the way till Christmas. Sometimes we even do it up until the New Year because the kids love looking for this little tiny pickle. So highly recommend if you have grandkids coming over, really fun. Plus, I just think a jar of pickles is just, I think it's so cute. So I just keep it in a jar, like a pantry jar, and those are my Christmas pickles. If you have any holiday traditions or something cool, how you incorporate crochet into your holidays, let me know in the comments under this video. Love to hear your ideas. I like to share my ideas, and I like to hear your ideas because it's not like you lose an idea, but everybody gets an idea. So sharing ideas is great, and let me know in the comments under this video whatever ideas you'd like to share. Well, I'm not gonna do stack in the back today because I have undone my entire yarnery getting out all my Christmas projects and organizing this room. It's still being organized. I had my whip baskets over there and it looked too messy for me. So, because now I have a bed here. I don't have a mattress on my bed, but I have a bed. So when I sit on a bare bed without a mattress, it just looks like I'm sitting near a mess and I don't like it. So I had to just take out all the things that were kind of like UFOs or yarn balls. I have to get put away all that stuff, which is over there. Look at all that. So all that had to come out of my shelves. And then look what's all on my bed. All this has to get put away also. Oh my gosh, right? So I'm too scared to take out a stack in the back. Coward, I know. But let me get these things. You know what the problem is? To put all these things away, I have to clean a shelf behind my nice yarn wall here. Well, that is blocking. It was a display shelf. Now it is like a dump shelf, but it's like a 5 foot wide, 6 feet tall dump shelf unit thing. So I have to overhaul that so that I can put like things that I still need over there. Anyway, it's a big, what do you call it? It's like an elephant. I'm eating an elephant. And I think I'm on a toenail, like I haven't even gotten to the leg. But anyway, one bite at a time, I'm gonna get it done, but cleaning is what has to happen, organizing and cleaning, and I don't feel like I have time for it right now in like the Christmas crunch. So I will one day. I think I'm gonna delegate Mondays to like no filming, no tutorials, like no work stuff. I'm gonna do like organizing, cleaning, right? I think I have to do that. And I think Monday's a good day to do that. You can put on the TV, it doesn't have to be drudgery, but then in my head, I'm always like, okay, Monday, school, kids are going to school, I should do this filming and that filming and blah, 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 blah. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So maybe Monday I'll get this sorted out. And then next week we could do stack in the back. Next week I might not do a podcast, also thinking about that, thinking of doing a tutorials, boom, 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 boom. So a tutorial on Wednesday and on the weekend so that the Christmas projects can come up. So let me know your opinion about that. Skip a podcast to put up a tutorial, or keep the podcast and save some tutorials for next year. Let me know what you think about that. I'm open to your suggestions and ideas. If you'd like to win a free pattern, all you have to do is this. Have you subscribed to this channel? Go ahead and hit this button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Yes, you have to be a subscriber to the channel and also answer question of the week under this video. So question of the week, because I'm on that baking thing, my brain is all about sweets and treats. What is your favorite thing to bake or cook for the holidays? Any holiday, whatever holiday you are celebrating, what is your go-to favorite recipe? What do you have to make? I have to make my grandma's molasses chew cookies. They're soft and crackly on the top, so delicious. I also have to make whipped shortbread. Those are my two must-haves. Also have to do a 7-layer dip, mushroom turnovers, and railroad dip, also known as crack dip. It's mayonnaise and cheese melted together in a bread bowl. Don't start me. Anyway, those are mine. What are yours? And if you want those recipes, I can put them out in an email to everybody who is subscribed on my website, secretyarnery.com. So if you're interested in that and you haven't subscribed for the newsletter, go ahead and do that. I'll be sending out a recipe a week for the month of December. That's a good idea, actually. Remind me. Anyway, thanks so much for inviting me over. We'll see you very soon, waiting for you right there in that video, and stay hooked. Yeah, I totally had to film that again. Can you see him look different? My microphone died again. Anyway, doesn't that always happen? Stay hooked.